I am mathematics. Long before you used me to build your world, a group of humans used me to try and find the very soul of the universe. You've always asked this question about me, haven't you? Am I something you invented or something you discovered? Well, one man and his followers, they believed they knew the answer without a shadow of a doubt. For them, I wasn't some tool you created. No, I was the eternal language of reality itself, just waiting to be read.
You have to understand, in a world that felt so chaotic and random, you humans were craving certainty. You were desperately searching for a glimpse of some kind of eternal, underlying order to make sense of it all.
They came to believe all that chaos was just an illusion, and they believed that I, the simple logic of numbers and shapes, was the true language of cosmic law. Their goal wasn't just to calculate things, it was to understand the divine mind. Their leader was a mysterious figure named Pythagoras, and he founded a community that was, well, a little bit of everything. It was part religious brotherhood, part philosophical school, and part top-secret research institute, all rolled into one. But listen, this was no ordinary school. We're talking about a disciplined secret society. The members had to follow some very strict and sometimes pretty strange rules. The most important one, though, absolute secrecy. Any mathematical discoveries were considered divine secrets, and if you revealed them, that was a crime punishable by death. This wasn't just some catchy slogan for them. It was the fundamental truth of reality. They believed that everything, everything from the planets in the sky to the morality in your heart could be understood through me, through the relationships between whole numbers. They even swore their most sacred oaths on this symbol, the tetractys. To them, this simple triangle of 10 little dots contained the blueprint for the entire universe. It represented points, lines, planes, and solids. It was the ultimate symbol of cosmic harmony. Their first huge breakthrough came when they found what they thought was hard evidence that beauty itself played by my roles. Just imagine that for a second. They found that the very sounds the human ear finds pleasant and harmonious, they weren't random at all. They had a perfect, hidden mathematical structure. And this is how they showed it. So simple, so brilliant. Using just a stretched string, they proved that the most basic musical harmonies, the octave, the fifth, the fourth, were nothing more than simple ratios of whole numbers, 2 to 1, 3 to 2. Suddenly, beauty wasn't just subjective, it was mathematical. For the Pythagoreans, this was it. This was the proof they'd been looking for. If music on Earth followed my laws, then the heavens must too. They imagined the planets moving in their orbits, creating this grand, silent symphony, a cosmic harmony all governed by the same beautiful numbers. But their search for cosmic harmony led them to something even more profound. You see, their greatest contribution wasn't just one discovery, but a whole new standard for truth itself, a way to achieve absolute certainty. Before them, knowledge was practical. An idea was true if it, seemed to work most of the time. But the Pythagoreans, they demanded something much more powerful: logical, deductive proof. A chain of reasoning that guaranteed a conclusion wasn't just likely, but that it must be true, universally, eternally. You all know this one. While people in places like Babylon and Egypt had used this relationship for building things, the Pythagoreans were obsessed with proving it. They had to show, logically, why it must be true for every single right triangle that has ever existed or ever will exist. But this is where the story turns. The very tool they created, that relentless demand for logical proof, was about to be turned against their own perfect worldview. It was about to reveal a crack in their tidy, whole number cosmos. It all started with such a simple, innocent question. What's the length of the diagonal of the most basic square you can possibly imagine? One with sides of length 1. Using their own famous theorem, the answer was easy: the square root of 2. Okay, but here's the crisis. According to their core belief that all is number, this length had to be a ratio of 2 whole numbers. It had to be a simple fraction. It just had to be. So naturally, they started to search for it. They tried to pin it down, to capture it in a neat ratio. They could get close. And then they got even closer, so painfully close to the perfect answer they demanded. But no matter how many decimal places they calculated, an exact fraction never, ever showed up. The numbers just kept going, on and on, with no repeating pattern, forever escaping their grasp.
Their own logic, their own theorem, had led them to a devastating conclusion. They found a number that defied their most sacred belief. A length that clearly existed in the real world, but that could not be captured by their definition of number. This discovery completely shattered their worldview. Their perfect, rational cosmos had a flaw. Legend says the Pythagorean who proved this, a man named Hippasus, was drowned at sea by his brothers for revealing this terrible, inconvenient secret to the world.
Their passionate search for absolute certainty led them straight into a profound crisis. But in the end, they demonstrated that mathematics, reveal reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. Their failure forced you to expand your very understanding of what a number could be, and that, perhaps, was their greatest success of all.